Is this on video? Let's check. Yes, it is. Hey everyone. I have not made a video in a while, and I apologize. I've been very busy. Even though I just finished with the semester, I've just been, settling out of it and everything, and job searching. So you know how that goes. Okay, so today I brought a couple of quotes and sayings that I wanted to share with you guys. And pardon the lawn mowing and noises. I'm outside once again. So yeah, let's get started. This quote is by Sousa, and it's basically surrounded with the idea that happiness is not a destination, it's not an endpoint, rather a process and a journey. For a long time it seemed to me that life was about to begin. Real life. But there was always some obstacle in the way, something to be gotten through first, some unfinished business, time still to be served, a debt to be paid. At last it dawned on me that these obstacles were my life. This perspective has helped me to see that there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. So treasure every moment you have, and remember that time waits for no one. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. And for me, this just spoke out to me immensely, because in the past, I always would, just sit around and wait for things to happen to me, or wait for good things to happen to me. And I would complain that nothing would ever, go right, or, oh my gosh, all these bad things are happening to me. When in reality, events were happening to me, but I just chose to see them in a negative way. Does that make sense? So every day in your life, you can't just sit at home and say nothing's happening to you. That's good, because you're breathing and you're alive, and that is enough in itself. And so once we get past, the fact that we have life and we're blessed with life and appreciate it, then we realize that, everything else that happens to us, it happens to us for a reason. It's not just a coincidence. If I fall and break my arm, oh, well, yeah, with my luck, I broke my arm. It's like, no. Broke it for a reason, even though that sounds absurd and crazy and violent. It happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. If you bump into someone and you meet, everything happens for a reason. Whatever reason it is, you have to find that on your own. The reasoning behind it. And for me, whenever something negative happens to me now, I choose to see it in a way that it makes me understand why it's happening to me. For instance, when I got sick, I woke up one day and I wasn't hungry, and usually I wake up and I'm hungry. I woke up and I didn't have an appetite all day, and it's like, oh, I could just sit there and say, negative things always happen to me and this and that, and I just said, you know what, this is to show me how I take, eating for granted. Like, I literally wake up and I just eat, and, well, after my run, but I mean, you don't appreciate hunger, and I feel that we just kind of take advantage that, yeah, we're gonna wake up and there's gonna be food in the house, and sometimes we're gonna wake up and we're not gonna be hungry, or we're gonna wake up and it's just gonna be different, and we have to find appreciation in just the little things, such as hunger. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But yeah, this is just something I want to talk about, that happiness shouldn't be something that you're chasing after. It should just be something that you are, and that you're, striving to be. A happier person will lead into, happier events in your life, in your lifetime. And I just wanted to also thank you all for the immense amount of support that I've received. Every time I post a picture, every time I post a post, you guys are just so inspiring with your feedback, and it just makes me smile every single time. So I just wanted to say thank you. And about the new recipes that I've been trying tons of baking, baked goods and everything, and I just haven't had a chance to fully post them with the recipe, because when I experiment with them, I tend to not measure properly. Like, I'll just throw things in and just see kind of what happens. So when I get all the measurements done, I will definitely post them on my blog, and I'll let you guys know as soon as possible when I get those done. And what else was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. I was going to talk about some negative comments that I have been receiving, or negative messages that I've been receiving. Someone asked me if I if the only problem in my life was getting a B, and then they just like started ranting on how I need to, get a life and this and that, um, and how to deal with negativity. That's, I guess, what I was going to talk about. It doesn't really bother me, the fact that people are, going to criticize others and they're going to judge others. But what bothers me is that they don't take into account other people's problems. Yes, you can understand that maybe getting a B for you isn't the biggest problem in the world because, you just lost your job. And in comparison, losing a job and getting a B, well, obviously, which one is worse, But if you do that, if you compare problems, that's disregarding, the other person's feelings, and you can't do that. Everyone else's problem is their own problem for a reason, and it's going to build them up to be, a better person. And you cannot tell them that their problem is minuscule just because it's, it may seem smaller than your problem at the moment. And so, of course, I just, kind of, hope and pray for them that they'll realize that, but, there's only so much I can do, and when you can't control something, might as well don't stress over it. I mean, you already have enough worry and stress as it is, why bring that into your life? So, I just wanted to say, if you're watching this, whoever told me that, the reason why that was the biggest problem in my life then was because I was surrounded with the want to be perfect, and getting a B for me was like smashing me all the way to the ground. And I don't know if you realize that, but I had no control over that, and at the time it was very hard for me to accept it, but I did, and I feel stronger because of it. So I just hope, that you learn not to judge other people's problems based off of your own, because everyone is fighting a battle, and everyone has a battle, small or large. No matter what the size is, it's still a battle, and it doesn't change the fact that, it's a struggle for them. So I just wanted to remind everyone to, kind of think about everything before you, tell someone something, because you never know how much you might hurt the person, or, kind of bother them. So just kind of think about, or empathize, like, how is this going to make them feel, or how would this make me feel? So yes, I feel like a lot of people get caught up in, always wanting to reach for happiness outside, when in reality it's in here. And I know that might be hard for some people to understand, and people think that, they can buy, happiness, or they can buy peace, and you can't really do that. You have to find it in yourself, and you have to come to a point in your life where you just approve of everything, approve of yourself, just accept every single thing about yourself, and just love yourself to the point so much that you improve on the, your weaknesses. And weaknesses are not a bad thing. If you're impatient, well, you're going to have a lot of tests in your life to test your patience and to teach you patience. For me, patience is my weakness. I have no patience whatsoever. And for me, it's an everyday struggle, because obviously you need patience for every single thing in life. And I've had so many tests. Just with every little thing I do, I never get it the first time. I always have to work for it harder and harder, and I always have to, try different things, different ways, before I can even, reach what I was trying to do. And yeah, I can, complain about it, but I know the reason why that happens to me is because it's testing my patience, and it's, training me to just be patient and just to breathe, let go a little bit, and kind of let life take its toll. Let life do its thing, because if we constantly try to tug at what's not happening or what is happening, it's just going to get jumbled, and it's just going to get confusing, and it's just going to make us more stressed out. So what we have to do sometimes is just not sit back and, okay, come on, what's going on? Why isn't anything happening to me? Because nothing's going to happen to you if you just sit, at home and do nothing and complain. But what I mean is just not always be so wanting to control things that you cannot control. If you can't control the size of, your hand, if you don't like the way your hand looks, you can't go to the store and buy a new one. You can't exercise it and, make it different, So, I mean, yes, you could probably get plastic surgery, but that's beside the point. I know someone's gonna, think that, yeah, you can change your hand, because there's always someone, like that. But what I mean is on a basic level, that if you can't change, anything, why worry about it? You should be exerting that energy, that focus on something that you can change. And usually, I'm talking about changing, within yourself. It's not, going out and changing other people. It's changing yourself to deal with those people, And I feel that if everyone, makes a conscious effort to try and improve themselves, then the whole entire world will be improved. Yes, I know. Crazy, right? Crazy thought. So yes, thank you again for all your support, and I'm trying to make these videos a little shorter so that you can actually watch them and not have to snore or anything or fall asleep. So yes, I will make another video as soon as I get all my recipes and everything together. I want to, make a food video. Hopefully that will turn out well. Okay, thank you guys for everything, and just remember that happiness is not an endpoint, and peace is not an endpoint, and finding, that perfect, healthy, peacefulness is not going to be an endpoint. It's going to be each and every step that you take, each and every part of the process. And I know it sounds repetitive, but I just say it because I mean it, and I truly believe in it, that it's a journey, and journeys take a long time. Sometimes they take a short time. Sometimes there are a lot of obstacles, and sometimes there are no challenges. Sometimes it's just, like, whoop, I got there and I'm here. And sometimes it's like, like what? Dragging on. So, pardon my noises. That was weird. Okay. Thank you again for everything, and stay happy. And someone messaged me the other day asking if I did drugs, because I was like, they said I looked high on life or something like that. And no, I do not take drugs or do drugs. I just happen to look like it, I guess. Be happy. I don't know. I just, maybe because I'm hyper, but no, I don't take drugs. So just a clarification there. Bye.